Episode 6. Names That Stay Unsaid. The day was already warm when Clara Okoye stepped into the bustle of Aria Market. She hated places like this. Open gutters, hawkers with cracked voices, the thick scent of dust and pepper and sun-warmed bodies. But she walked through it with the kind of purpose that made people give her space. She found the shop tucked between a provision store and a cobbler's shed, its sign slightly faded but still legible. Ebele's needles, threads, custom tailoring, repairs, embroidery. Inside, a bell chimed as she entered. The scent of starch and fabric hung in the air. Rolls of ankara were stacked neatly on a shelf, and finished garments hung like sleeping figures against the wall. Clara Okoye stood on the other side, impeccably dressed in a silk blouse and tailored trousers. Her handbag hung from her arm like a symbol. Her eyes were calm but watchful. Ebel looked up from her sewing machine. Her hands paused mid-stitch. Their eyes met and held. Ebel's throat closed for a moment. Clara walked in. Ebel stepped aside without a word. The room was small, single sofa, a sewing table, a small shelf filled with thread, cloth, pins. "Good afternoon," Clara said. "I hope this isn't a bad time," Ebel swallowed. "It's surprising. I was in the area, thought I'd drop by." "Sit," Ebel offered. "No thank you, I won't stay long." Silence. Clara let her gaze sweep the room once before, settling on Ebele's hands, still trembling faintly from the needlework. Ebel wiped her palms on her wrapper, then folded them before her. But they had never spoken, until now. "I won't take much of your time," Clara said. "I only came to ask you one question." Ebele nodded once. "Ask." Clara hesitated. "She's a brilliant girl," Clara said finally. "Zina." Ebele nodded. "Yes, she is. Adan talks about her constantly. I see why they get along." Another pause. Ebele did not offer flattery or thanks. Clara folded her hands, and the question came, "Who is Zina's father?" The words dropped heavy, as though they'd been waiting in her mouth for too long. Ebele's eyes didn't flinch. She looked at Clara as though weighing how much the question cost and how much her answer would break. "Why do you want to know?" "Because my husband won't tell me," Clara replied. "Because I see the way he looks at that girl. Because I see her face in my home now, in my daughter's smile, in the tension I'm not supposed to notice. And I've had enough of the silence." Ebele inhaled quietly, then turned toward the table beside her, folding a freshly ironed blouse with great care. "Zina has no father listed on her school file," she said softly. "Is that not enough?" Clara's voice sharpened. "Not when she's living off my name." Ebel stopped folding. She turned back, slow and deliberate. "I never asked for that scholarship. It came. We accepted it because we had no other choice." "But you know who he is," Clara said, her voice quieter now. "Don't you?" Ebel didn't answer. "You do," Clara continued, stepping forward. "You know exactly what's going on, and you're choosing to protect him. Why? What does he have over you?" Ebele's jaw clenched. Her fingers curled around the fabric edge. "Some things are not secrets," she said quietly. "They are safeties. You think knowing the name will bring you peace. It won't. Try me," Clara said, a challenge in her tone. But Ebele only gave her a long, measured look. "If the truth mattered to him," she said, "he would have told you himself." Clara's nostrils flared. Her hands tightened around the strap of her handbag. You think silence is strength, but it's just fear. Sometimes fear is wise. For a moment, neither woman said anything. Outside, the market carried on. Laughter, arguing vendors, a wheelbarrow squeaking past. But inside, the air was brittle with tension. Clara exhaled sharply, her composure slipping just a little. "Keep your secrets then," she said, stepping back. "But one day, Zena will ask. And when she does, I hope you're ready to face what your silence has made." She turned on her heels and left. The bell over the door jingled once. Then again. Ebele stood still for a long time, staring at the place Clara had just left. Her shoulders sagged slightly, and she whispered to no one in particular. "She's not ready. Not for the truth. Not for what it will undo." Then she sat back down, pressed the machine pedal with her foot, and let the needle stitch through fabric as if it could mend the fraying edge of a life.